Okay, in this module, we're going to talk about the sources that you need to use in order to find these properties that you want to look for in order to rehab. We're going to go over 4 things. We already touched bases about using Zillow and so on, but we're going to get a little deeper into that as well. So again, online portals and listings is going to be the MLS. So basically create relationships with realtors, local realtors who are investor-friendly realtors. You can actually Google them, which I'm going to show you, okay? And then you make relationships with them. You pretty much tell them, I'm looking for properties that I want to rehab to be able to sell them and make some profits. You're going to run into a lot of realtors. There's only very few of them are actually going to be really good people that you're going to be able to work with. Connect with local realtors, basically actually going out to meet people, okay? Or going out specifically to real estate offices, real estate agent offices, that you can Google them as well. Go in person, present yourself, and just tell them what the goals are. So that way they can work with you and maybe possibly have something ready for you right off the bat, okay? Networking. The reason why networking is so important, which I'm going to show you how to network, is because you're not just going to meet realtors. You may be able to find people who knows about somebody who needs to sell their house for whatever reason, okay? And maybe you're going to be meeting other investors who are going to be like, hey, you know what? I got this property under contract. I have my hands full. Let me pass you this house for a small fee, and so on. So you're going to find multiple possibilities, multiple people that you're going to be able to work with in order to make that happen. So networking is going to be key. It's going to be extremely important. One of the things that I can share with you is that it took me a very long time to understand that networking is really key. Why? Because when you're networking, you're also going to meet lenders, maybe people who have private money that they want to use and be able to invest that money with you. So again, there's a lot of things that you want to do. Network is one of the main ones, okay? Network is one of the things that's going to scale your business as much as possible because a lot of people will get to know you. And of course, you want to do it more often, more consistently. Again, I fail at this because I didn't do it often enough. Now, I'm networking 4 times a week. Literally, I go to every single networking event, during Zoom calls, so on, okay? So networking is going to be extremely important. Auction. So I'm going to show you multiple ways. Now, there's one main way I want you to be aware of, but there's also different ways that you can also search in order to find these properties depending on where you live. But because I'm in Florida, I'm going to teach you mostly about Florida, but I'm telling you, there's multiple ways that you can do it. I'm also investing in Tennessee, which Tennessee is another great state, and it's completely different than what it is to find those properties than in Florida. So again, you want to make sure that you find the right way, especially when it's locally. So now let's go into online portals. All right, so this is one of the portals that I have with one of the realtors that I'm working with. And basically, I have access to all the MLS listings. Now, yes, you can definitely do this on Zillow.com, which is going to be completely free. But the cool thing about this is that you're going to actually see houses that you did not expect to see, or maybe they don't appear as soon as possible as they should because it's a new listing or any multiple reasons. So for example, this listing, I have not seen it on the MLS, but you can tell the property needs a lot of work. So see, this is definitely going to be a fixer-upper. Now, wow, I mean, yeah, there is a lot of work that the property is going to need, as you can tell, but this is definitely something that we want to pursue. It's a block house, which is really good. You can tell the roof is basically a tear down there. This house is in terrible condition, which again, this is exactly what we are looking for. And as a matter of fact, we're gonna take this opportunity now that we're looking at this property, and we're gonna find out more information. Let's do a quick let's do a quick overview. Look, it seems like it's in a nice neighborhood. It's a decent neighborhood. Houses around the area. This is the only bad house there. They're asking 100. How much are they asking? They're asking $141,000, which is really good price. It's a good price. Look what it says. So it's a probate listing. The home is despair, will need a complete rehab. It's been sold as is. The surrounding homes have been updated and remodeled. Wow. The huge storage shed electricity was formed used as a print shop. The probate should be completed within 30 days. Please see attachments. No offers will be accepted. Have inspection period. Please, inspection period prior to making an offer. Cash only, not contingencies. So this actually seems like a good opportunity. Now, one of the things that I do want to let you know, if you don't have an inspection period, for now, I want you to walk away with these properties unless you feel 100% sure with the numbers and you have made relationships with contractors that are going to tell you exactly how much this property is going to be worth. The reason why is because you want to make sure that if you're looking for different sources of money, they are also 100% sure that the investment is going to make sense. This one, literally, they're putting the terms. The cool thing about the properties that you're going to be pursuing for is that you make the terms. You negotiate those terms, okay? There might be something additional with the fact that they don't want you to have an inspection period, okay? So again, those are things that you're going to be learning as you go on. And this is just to mitigate the risk, right? Who knows? They're probably asking a cash offer right off the bat. And that's probably why they're doing that. But you can tell, I mean, I smell a really good opportunity here. Now let's take a look here. Let's go to, well, actually property details, price and history. So the property has been there in the family for a very, very long time. You can also find, you can also go to Zillow. Again, you go to Zillow.com. You put the property there, the address. There we go. So yeah, they don't have it here. They don't have it on Zillow. So it's literally a complete new listing on the property. And they're asking actually they're asking a little too much, to be honest. It says here that it's a 1-1. It's probably a 2-1, no doubts, right? But for some reason they're putting on the MLS listing that it's a 2-1. Now, as you can see here, this property, probably somebody bought it for cash, $78,000. And let's look for a completely rehab property that's very similar. So this is very similar. It sold for $180,000 3 months ago. Let's actually just review that really quick. I was hoping there will be more pictures, but we can find them here. Go to Redfin. You're probably going to find the pictures on there, or realtor.com. There's 12 pictures actually, but you can't. Yeah, you can. So same thing. They sold the property as a fixer-upper. Oh wow! If they paid $180,000, I think it's a little too much, unless the strategy that they have is it's a long-term hold, right? They're gonna do a small flip on the property and just keep it as a rental opportunity. But let's go back here. 141,000. So now let's review the information overall, and let's do the math really quick. So the math is going to be property details. It has 948 square feet. This property needs a full rehab. Okay. So, and as a matter of fact, yeah, it needs a full rehab. So what we're going to do is 948 times 50 square feet. The property is going to need 47. You know, yeah, 47 makes sense. So let's do a $50,000. It's going to need a $50,000 rehab, okay, on the property, because it needs a full rehab. Now, assuming that the property can sell for a decent price, we found here, we haven't seen anything here that actually has a flip. Actually, look at this one here. Sold 12 months ago. It is a long time. We want to keep them under 6 months. But look, this one here. This is actually even closer to that, and then it sold for $215,000. You can definitely tell they did a rehab on this property. So now we know $215 is the maximum that we may be able to sell this property for. once we rehab the property. But again, you want to do it to a deeper level, okay? You want to understand your market. I'm doing this because I understand my own market. So let's go back to the property. Let's say that we can sell the property for $215,000, okay? We multiply the $215,000 times 90%, which basically you're reducing the 10% of the closing costs. That's $193,000 that you're gonna get back. You're putting $50,000 into rehab the property, so it's $143,000 now. But how much do you want to make here? I rather do minimum $60,000. So in this property, right? It's a smaller risk. So let's subtract $60,000. So the best price that I'm getting, the maximum offer that we can do on this property is going to be $83,500 for us to make $60,000. This was a great unexpected example, which I love because again, you can tell that the property needs a lot of work and you're going to need a lot of money to fix this property. $50,000 makes definitely sense. I would probably add another $10,000 just because a lot of things needs to be replaced. I mean, it needs a brand new roof. Everything needs to be completely rehabbed. So you want to add to those numbers so that you feel 100% comfortable, 100% comfortable. So and whatever you don't actually spend is going to be extra. It's going to be additional because you calculated the right price, and that's going to help you. That's going to help you make more money. So, wow, this property is a great example. I'm gonna go schedule an appointment to see this property so that we can see how much we can get this property under contract for us. So I'm glad that we found this sample. Again, this is one that a realtor basically gave me access to the MLS. He's sending me the properties that he thinks I'm going to be able to like based on what we spoke about, based on what I told him that I'm looking for, which is fixer-uppers. This is a great example, and I want you to know that the more relationships you make, the more people are going to give you access to the MLS and share those deals with you. Deals that you have the possibility to be able to negotiate. As you saw, this listing is not even on Zillow just yet, right? It's literally probably got uploaded a couple hours ago. Now all I have to do is just give him a call and tell him, hey man, I'm interested in this deal and I want to negotiate this deal. How can you help me? Because these people are going to work in your favor, all right? Once they have a buyer, once they have somebody who says yes, they want to work with you. They want to work in your favor, so they'll do what they need to do in order to help you close on that deal. This is what you need to understand. That only happened through relationships, because I used to make a lot of phone calls to those realtors around my area to be able to find the right one. And again, this is a great example. Now, let's go over the other sources that we can use in order to find properties. All right, so now we're gonna go look for investor-friendly realtors, people or realtors who have worked with investors in the past. And all you need is Google. That's all you need. So let's look it up here. Investor-friendly realtors. And let's actually put Winter Haven, because I have a property for sale there that I'm listing. And then you're gonna get this. This is actually really good for you to sign up. You're gonna be able to meet a lot of people. This is free too, and you can also upgrade to however you want to upgrade. So just wanted to show you that really quick. But you actually want to do it to free websites, right? That's what we want to do. And look here, actually, this is an actual business. These are a couple of businesses that you can actually go to directly. So Haven Realty Investments, it's a real estate agency. Okay, so once you get over here, literally it says website. So you go to the website. When you click on their website, you're gonna find their team. Okay, you're gonna find the people, the properties that they have sold in the past, also, and so on. Just multiple examples. And it seems like this is a big office because they have a couple. Actually, look, they have popular market reports as well. So things that you can actually use in order to give you value. So click on buying. Let's show you a quick clip. Meet the team. Let's look at the team, what the team looks like. Alrighty, so look, so this is what we wanted. These are the people that you are going to call from this office. You want to call 2 or 3 of them, not the property management one, but you want to call either you want to call the realtors, one of the realtors, or even the broker himself. The broker is actually the person in charge of the office. So when you give him a call, you may be able to have a better connection than with the realtors. However, you can tell some people have experience for some reason. You can just literally tell. But call them. Just call. So what I will do is I will call Enya. I'll give her a call. Hey Enya. Hey Enya, my name is Anaima. How are you today? Good, good, good. Awesome. Good to hear. Now let me ask you, do you currently have any listings that are for investors? I'm looking for fixer-uppers. She's gonna go all out. She's gonna tell you, yeah, this is what we do, or actually let me transfer you to this person who's actually more in detail with that, the investment side of it, and so on. She's gonna share a lot of details that are gonna be very, very important for you to use. So let's say that she's the one, yeah, I actually have this property, or I'm gonna have this property under contract. How serious are you? Oh, I'm very serious. I actually have a group of people that I work with, right? I worked with in the past, and I want to be able to get this property under contract and fix it. And I also need a realtor because you are local. I would like you to be the sales agent. So basically, she's going to represent you once you have the property ready for sale. So this is the cool thing about relationships, okay? Again, you literally can do it online. You Google the information, local realtors. Let's look for a different one, okay? Let's go back, right? We were looking at different businesses over here, and let's look at this one here. Actually, let's look at the first one. I like private offices better than big offices because they are more hungry to meet more people and have better opportunities with other people, okay? Bigger companies don't pay much attention to people who are just getting started. So website, you go to website now. That's not always the case, okay? So either way, I want you to reach out to a lot of people. So let's see. They don't have a meet the team. You say let's chat. There's an email there. David is the name of probably the broker. Again, the guy in charge of the office. Contact about me. Yep, it's just this guy. As a professional real estate advisor, I focus on client satisfaction. My business is about service, and I'm not happy until you are happy. Wow, that's really cool. So this will be a cool guy for you to speak with. This is a guy I will talk to and see, and talk to him and tell him my goals. So it seems like this is his website. He may also be an investor himself. Who knows? But again, you want to literally, all you have to do is just Google these people in your local area and try to get to know them. Try get them for coffee. Just be like, hey, you wanna meet for some coffee, okay? Because these relationships are gonna help you get your deal even faster. And I want you to keep that in mind. The more people you know, the quicker you're gonna get to your goals, okay? I'm always saying this because it's extremely important that you implement everything that I'm telling you. If you're not doing this, you won't get a house, okay? It's as simple as that. If you do this, you're gonna get a house. So implement everything that I'm teaching you for you to be able to buy that first flip, okay? Let's look at the other sources that we have, okay? So going back to the presentation here, we just went to the online portals and listings. We just went, and we had a really good example there. We went to connect with local realtors, okay? So literally we Googled the information, and you wanna do it more often, okay? You wanna do it at least 5 times. 5 different people you wanna speak to. Now we're gonna go into networking, which is my favorite part. Okay, I really love networking because it's the more people you know, the more people you're going to be able to work with, and the more people that knows you, the more excited they're going to be to work with you. All right, so for networking, all you have to do is I'm going to show you a couple social platforms or social media platforms that I use in order to meet more people. And this is actually really, really, really cool for you to use. If you start using it, trust me, you're going to meet a lot of people more rapidly than ever before in history. Because a lot of people are more connected now than before, okay? There's a lot better ways for you to meet people, and I'm gonna show you. All right, so let's actually let's do Orlando. Let's do the Orlando area, okay? So Orlando, Florida, and we're gonna search for real estate events. So the real estate events, most people you're gonna find there are gonna be realtors, okay? Especially first-time realtors, which it may be a good opportunity for you to meet with them as well. make stronger relationships since day one, and you're also going to meet lenders. So if you're meeting lenders on these events, it's because they're looking for business. Okay, I want you to know that if you meet lenders on these places, it's because they're looking for more business, more people that they can work with. So look at this one here. There's actually going to be one on June 20th. It's a real estate networking event. So let's take a look at what they have. You can read the description of this event. It's a group with like-minded people. It's always going to say the exact same thing. You want to learn more about the entrepreneurial in this field. Would you like to learn how to buy houses with no cash, no bad credit? So that means they're going to have lenders over there as well. So this is going to be pretty cool. And so far, there's 8 people that are going to be assisting to the event. And one of the strategies that I use is I send them a message. I tell them, hey, my name is Anaim. I'm going to the meeting event. I see that you're also going. I look forward to speak to you. Literally, that's going to be a nice breaker for when you actually go over there and you talk to these people. It works like a charm. So let's look for a different one. You can also look for investors events. The cool thing about the investors is that you're going to meet a lot of different type of people, but all of them are going to be interested about investing. This type of events you want to go to when you want to partner up with somebody if you don't have any money up front, right? You just go to these groups, go to these people. For example, same thing. So fund your deal. Look, this seems like it's going to be a very interesting event. As a matter of fact, these are actually lenders and people who are looking forward to invest those deals for you, maybe how to finance your deal, type of financing, working with your lenders. The DSCR loan, this is a new loan. It's a really good loan for when you're looking for properties that you want to rent. Now, some of these events are going to be online, which means that you don't even have to leave your house. That's what I wanted to show you. Some of these events are going to be online. All you have to do is register and then just wait for that Zoom call to happen. So there's a lot of ways for you to network. There's a lot of different ways for you to meet people. Look at this one, coffee and conversation with real estate investors. So this is actually a pretty good opportunity. Look at this person. Steve has already closed 218 deals and has 68 cash flowing rental properties. So you want to meet that guy too, right? Just talk to him, just meet him up. This seems to be a Zoom link over here. So it's going to be it's a little bit interesting. Join us. So that's for the chat. You got to text for the information and get registered for that. But again, this is one of the ways that you can meet people. I'm going to show you another one that I really like. So the other application that you want to use, the other social platform you want to use is called Eventbrite. Both of them, Meetup and Eventbrite, are completely different, but you're going to see some events repetitively. That's because some people are using both platforms to be able to bring as many people as possible. Some just use one platform in order to be able to network with other people. So this is one that we saw over there at the other application, but this seems to be a little different one. So, and for example, you put real estate network, and here's one over here. Actually has a ticket, Angie's real estate network conference. So this is a conference. I like going to real estate conference very often. So I might even take a look and see if this is one that I would like to assist. Those are pretty good, especially when you have to pay. Now you're meeting a more potential group of people who really want to invest. Okay, so it's pretty cool when you do that. Here's another one, Fast Pitch. Actually, this is probably for you to connect and bring your deal over here. They charge up to $3,000 so that they say, yeah, we like your deal, let's give you money on that deal. I haven't tried something like this yet, but if it's there, they're promoting. Possibly because they're actually desperate looking for deals too. So who knows? That might be the case, may not be the case. Orlando Business and Real Estate Professional Meetup. This is a pretty cool one. It's in a tavern, so you probably get to meet a lot more people, different type of investors, which is something that I was telling you. And this is where you take the opportunity to meet a lot of people, okay? This is the key to this. This is the most important thing that you want to do. You want to meet a lot of people. And by meeting a lot of people, you need to go to a lot of real estate events. Now that we checked on this one, we're going to go to the last step on how to find these properties, how to possibly find and use the sources to find the properties, okay? Okay, now we're going to be looking at the auctions. Why? Because if you can buy one of these properties or get a property under contract before it actually goes onto the auction, you're getting a pre-foreclosure, meaning that you're most likely going to get a deal 50, 60% off from its current market value price, which is really, really good, okay? I mostly invest in Florida, and I also do some investing in Tennessee. They are completely different, okay? But this tool over here, auction.com, wherever you invest, it doesn't matter which state you're at, California or maybe Texas, it does not matter. This is going to be an overall idea, but you have to do research to understand which is your actual local area that handles the foreclosure procedures. So that way you can get a list of the pre-foreclosure properties, of the properties that are actually going to go in foreclosure on a specific date. Let's talk about 30 days from now or 30 days from that day, okay? But this is going to be a pretty cool tool that you can use here and there. So for example, let's say we're going to be looking at, let's do Davenport, Florida, okay? And when you go here, it's actually going to show you the address of the property, the estimated value that you can sell this property for, but this is not really 100% accurate. And some of these are going to have the opening bid, some of these don't have the opening bid. Polk County, now you know this is Polk County where the property is going to this is the county for Davenport, and so on. And it has the dates of when the foreclosure is going to happen, which is really cool. It has the address. Again, it has all the information. It doesn't matter where you live in the United States. Most likely this list is going to show you a few of those properties. So here's another couple properties here in Nashville, Tennessee. Again, it's showing you the address, the auction date, the bedrooms and bathrooms, the square footage, the estimated value that the property can sell, rehab, okay? We're talking about rehab. And so on. You can see a lot of examples here where literally you can start calculating these numbers, and you can actually find the information based on when the sale is going to be, okay? Now for Florida, one of the really cool things that I really like doing is actually going to the actual website where the foreclosure happens, where the actual bid starts to happen. And now this is for Florida, and this is for very few counties of Texas, but a lot of the states are going to have a completely different source. So you need to start doing research. Just Google it. How to get foreclosure properties or bid on foreclosure properties in my city, okay? Whichever city you're in. So for example, we're going to do Davenport because we were looking at the previous properties, and that was Polk County. So you're going to go to Google, okay? And Polk County real foreclosure. All right, again, so this is Florida, which is different. It's going to be different for all the states. And here in Florida, I can actually, we're looking at Polk County, is actually going to show me all the pre-foreclosures for that county by calendar date. And the cool thing about Florida is that from here, you can jump wherever your local area is. If you're investing in Florida, find your own county and start doing research on there. So auction calendar, Polk County, June, today is the 8th. So we're going to look at the 8th. We're actually going to do 30 days from the 8th. So we're going to look at properties that are going to go on the 6th, July 6th. And here's one property that's going to go in foreclosure July 6th. So what I do is I literally copy this, I go to Google so that it shows me the property itself. We go to Zillow, and this looks like a really good house. Oh, I don't see the images on there. It's in a subdivision or something, but you can actually see it here, Redfin. This is Redfin, yep. What a beautiful house. What a wonderful house. It's giving you an estimate on there. Has a couple pictures. Pretty bad pictures, but MLS, there were MLS pictures. But you can see the overall idea, okay? So this property is going to go in foreclosure. It says the estimated value is 302, okay? The judgment starts at 197. So basically, the reason why they're starting the bid at 197 is because that's close likely to what the person currently owes. So even if you get this property, if you start bidding on the property and you win it for $220,000, but you can sell it for maybe 320, maybe. How much does Zillow says that the property is worth? 3. So it's so you get the property for $210,000, invest $20,000 because the property doesn't seem in really bad condition. You just have to do current updates. You can make a lot of money on this deal. So what I do is I go here to parcel ID. Parcel ID is going to take you to the I think property taxes, Polk County property appraiser. So you can actually look at the names here. These are the names of the people who are getting foreclosed on. So possibly you can call them and tell them, sure, hey, I'm a real estate investor and I'm giving you a call because I see that there's a property that you have that's going to go on foreclosure. And I wanted to know if you understand that you can still sell the property before it goes into foreclosure. So at least you don't have a foreclosure on your record history. People are going to be open to this. Now, it's better when you door knock. I rather do a lot of door knocking because I get to meet the people, but I also do phone calls. Phone calls, it's another really good way for you to connect with people. I'm going to show you later the platforms that I use in order to be able to meet these people. But you want to do everything you can to get in front of them some way, somehow, okay? And some of them might be willing to tell you the truth, what's going on with their situation, and tell you, you know what, I understand there's not a lot of money here. I do want to avoid the foreclosure, so what can we do? You can offer them $10,000. You can offer them $10,000 on top of the judgment. So get the property under contract for $210,000, okay? Get the property under contract for $210,000 so that the title company does all of the work and they pay the judgment of what it's owed, and that people keep the difference. And then you get a really, really good deal, really good opportunity. You get to rehab and sell the property and make at least minimum $60,000 in profits. So this is wonderful. This is a wonderful case, a wonderful example. And so on. You start taking it from there. This is for this county specifically, Polk County. Now, Arizona has a few of them over here. There's a few over here. A few Texas are over here as well. So this is really cool things that you can browse. Eventually, I believe that all the states are going to be in this platform. But for now, this is all you can do when it comes to these websites. Okay. But again, you want to Google the way that you do it locally. For example, in Tennessee, you have to do it in person. There's no online auction. You have to get them in person. And the other way that they publish the properties that are going to go on foreclosure, it's through their newsletter. So if in your city, they don't have a foreclosure list online, there's going to be a newspapers from your county that's going to provide the list. And when the properties are going to go on foreclosure for, and what's the amount that they're getting foreclosed for, okay? You want this information because this is going to help you negotiate as well. And this is how you find the properties. So again, you're going to use these 4 different sources for you to be able to find properties. Online portals, that means you have to connect with realtors. Connect with your local realtors. So basically, by being able to have the portal listings, that means you already have to have the connections with those local realtors. And then networking. Networking is going to be extremely important, and also the auctions. Networking is extremely important because you might be able to meet people who are actually aware of the process of the pre-foreclosures. And some of these people are going to be able to share that information with you 100%, completely clear, to be able to help you so that you can also get started as well. So these are all connected with each other. A few other ways that you can find more properties is drive around, look for properties that actually need a rehab, and do a door knock. Another way that you can find more properties is through wholesalers. So people who wholesales, basically they get a property under contract and they resell the contract to make profits. You can find wholesalers online locally, right? By networking, you can also find wholesalers. And that way, you're going to find people who are going to be able to bring you deals. So that's another great way because they do driving for dollars, right? They drive around, they find these properties, they get them under contract, and they sell them. They sell it to a person who wants to buy them and flip them. And you can also do the exact same thing. And you want to use a Zillow, for example, Refin.com, you want to use that to find houses as well. Properties that are getting rented, so it says for rent, and you look at the property looks like in a bad shape. You also call those people. That's another way for you to be able to get this information, create a connection, and hopefully be able to get a deal closed. These are the ways that you can find the properties. There's a lot of ways, okay? But I want you to focus on one at a time, implement one at a time, and be able to take off, okay? I tried all of these, and the one that works the best for me the most is networking and also doing the auction. Those are the ones that works the best for me. But I know a lot of people who don't find or cannot buy houses that are pre-foreclosure or just off markets, and they focus on properties that are on the MLS, on online listings. So these are the ways that you can find these properties, implement them all, see what works the best, and repeat the process again and again and again. Do what you can, start doing it right now. You don't have to wait for me. And I want you to start looking on purposely how you can find the pre-foreclosure properties in your area, okay? Find the pre-foreclosure properties in your area and start to get connected with people in networking events.